Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And this is going to be quite interesting. President Trump says he's going to the Supreme Court today when they hear the birthright citizen case. Thank you, Mr. President, because birthright citizenship is one of the biggest scams going. These illegals, these migrants, the women make sure they get to America just in time to drop that baby, to deliver that baby, and poof, once the child is born here, they are a citizen. It's wrong. President Trump is trying to do something about it. I don't know what the Secret Service is going to do, but President Trump says he's going to the Supreme Court today when they hear the case. Remember, and there's something here I want to put on the table. Remember the woman killed on the commuter train in Charlotte, stabbed in the neck by that savage? Well, she died right there on the commuter train, slumped over. Why is it okay? I'm just asking the question. Why is it okay? And I guess it's a rhetorical question. Why is it okay to have murals, statues of drug abuser and outright criminal George Floyd, but not of her? I will tell you why. And I'm going to be honest. And you already know the reason why there are murals and statues and George Floyd is a hero. Not. But why are there murals and statues of him and not of her? Or at least there are coming up in Florida now, but not of her? No matter what official excuse Democrats put on this, you know what time it is. There are not statues and murals of her because she is white. Perfect example, the Democrat mayor in Providence, Rhode Island, just caused a firestorm. He had taken down a mural that was about 50 to 60% done of the Charlotte woman. And I want you to hear, this is one of the top stations in Providence, NBC 10. It's causing quite some trouble in terms of what the mayor had done.
Hey guys, it's NBC 10's Nicole Mader here in downtown Providence. I just wanted to give you a quick update that the mural on the Dark Lady Club memorializing Irina Zrutska is still hanging. Even though the artist confirmed to us yesterday that it would be taken down, it's still up on the wall now. This story and the removal of the mural has been picking up a lot of steam on social media. Republican leaders and right-wing influencers have been weighing in on it, especially on Twitter.
And so the Democrat mayor there, a case I made earlier today, Mr. Mayor, you ought to be more concerned with what happened at Brown University, the Ivy League institution, the shooting. Remember that one, folks? Rather than a mural of a crime victim. It's incredible. You can't make this up. You really can't, folks. Well, Greg Gutfeld on the Fox News channel making a very strong case as it relates to this criminal George Floyd, and I will never see him any different. Listen, I'm not about disrespecting the dead, but I'm also not delusional and I'm not stupid. I will never see this individual, George Floyd, as anything but a drug addict and a criminal. But again, the case being made on Fox News.
But if we didn't bring her up, would they? Of course not. And we had to hear George Floyd's name every single day and hold back our disgust that a violent felon who was on a lethal dose of opiates became a Christ-like symbol, so vaunted that we suspended our laws and allowed cities to burn billions in dollars of destruction. And people died because the media and the left chose the victim, the approved victim. We need a scorecard for victims. George Floyd, a drug-fueled felon, victim. An illegal immigrant gangbanger, soon to be deported, victim. A young recidivist felon, obviously an oppressed childhood. That makes him a victim. He needs to be paroled in San Francisco. A young woman murdered by a fiend, allowed to roam the streets, not a victim. I don't know why. Is it because she's white? I don't know. A young woman is murdered by illegals, not a victim. Why? Is it because she's white? I don't know. An elderly Air Force veteran pushed in front of a subway train by illegal, dead, not a victim. And I'm not saying they don't think they're victims. I believe they erase their tragedy, which is the message that they don't matter in the priority of victimhood run by the identity police. In a correct world, every female politician would have marched for Arena and demanded justice reform legislation. Judges would be held accountable. But no, even AOC wouldn't speak for the girl who was murdered from her own high school. This is how ideology trumps compassion.
Yeah, it erases it.
So 800-848-9222. We see your calls. Let me just say this, folks. Some of you cannot call night after night or day by day and think that you're going to get on. And so, some of you are on hold right now. Give it a break. You have to let somebody else call. You can't just call every single night. And the individuals that are on hold right now, you know exactly who I'm talking to. I'm not going to be taking your call, so you might as well just go ahead and give it a break tonight and free up the line for somebody that doesn't get on night after night, day after day. Give it a break. But again, it's going to be a very interesting day. President Trump, the president of the United States, over birthright citizenship, says that he's actually going to go hear oral arguments later on today at the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court tomorrow is going to hear arguments about your executive order trying to get rid of birthright citizenship.
And I'm going.
You're going to go to the Supreme Court
I think
tomorrow?
so. I do believe.
And just sit there and listen.
Because I have listened to this argument for so long, and this is not about Chinese billionaires or billionaires from other countries who all of a sudden have 75 children or 59 children in one case or 10 children becoming American citizens. This was about slaves. And if you take a look, slaves, we're talking about slaves from the Civil War. And if you take a look at when it was filed, all of this legislation, all of this, everything having to do with birthright citizenship, it was at the end of the Civil War. The reason was it had to do with the babies of slaves and the protection of the babies of slaves. It didn't have to do with the protection of multi-millionaires and billionaires wanting to have their children get an American citizenship. It is the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's been so badly handled by legal people over the years.
So the president headed to the Supreme Court. I don't know what the Secret Service's position on that is going to be, but we'll see what happens. Americans under attack by illegals, by migrants. I'm going to get to that certainly, hopefully a bit later on. I hope I don't have to table it until tomorrow. But what I want to do right now is bring in some of your telephone calls, 800-848-9222. Let's begin here. Let's see. Let's begin with Nick in Virginia, line 3. Nick, what's on your mind?
Good evening, Dom. Well, I have to address this birthright citizenship problem. I think that if the Supreme Court rules against Trump and the idea that you should not just come to this country and drop a baby and it be a citizen, I think we can make a federal law that says if you intend to do that, that your baby will not be American citizen, and it will become a citizen of the country of your origin, that you came from.
Well, hey, Nick, I love the idea, but we can't even get the SAVE Act, and you think we're going to get something as contentious as that?
Well, it's worth a try. I mean,
Dead on
we're not always going to have
nobody's going to
Congress.
waste their political capital on that. I mean, I think it's a great idea, but nobody's going to waste their political capital on that. It's dead on arrival. I wish it could happen because it's so horrible what these women do. They know that they're expecting. They know what time it is, and they find a way to get to America so that baby drops on American soil. Oh, my baby's an American citizen. And then step two, part two of the argument is, well, I need to be here to raise my child. The con has to come to an end. Thank you for the call. Let's go to line 4, Frank and Yonkers. Frank, what's on your mind? Good morning.
Yes, in reference to the George Floyd case, the same thing happened in Twisted Justice at CNN.com.
Right. I think, you know what? Leave him up. Is something wrong with you mentally? Oh, he hung up. The little boo-boo hung up. He knows that something's wrong with him mentally. Did your mommy give you the milk and cookies and tell you that you can do anything and be anything you want, even though you're older than 50 years old, as you're living in her basement? You know, I would really like to have a conversation with you one day and find out why you keep doing this nutty stuff so that I can embarrass you for the fraud that you are. Why do you hang up? Why do you be a coward? You do what you do, and then you be a coward and hang up. Or the little mommy, did she give you your milk and cookies? You can do anything, Johnny. Here's your trophy. You know what? I know I'm not supposed to use this term, but you are retarded. It's as simple as that. 800-848-9222. Let's go to Ed in Evansville, Indiana. What's on your mind, Ed?
Hello, sir. I was thinking of the George Zimmerman case, and was it Sanford, Florida? And he allegedly killed Trayvon Martin, and the media was accused of lightening his picture up, and his father was some sort of hotshot military.
See, I don't mind discussing it, Ed, but that's not what you said you wanted to talk about.
Yes,
and I have a problem with people that get on and then change their topics.
That was what I told your call screener. That's what I wanted to call about. You can ask
maybe my eyesight is bad. Okay, but no? I got 25 seconds until the break. Go right ahead, Ed.
That's what I want to talk about. The media. Sometimes you have to read between the lines, and why are they pushing their values in certain ways? And I don't know, man. It screws me up. But anyway, I thought that's what I told him. You can check with him.
No, that's not what you told them. I'm looking at the screen right now.
What I told him.
Ed, thank you for the call. Folks, it is time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Leadership Thread with Dr. Peggy Polonis.
I'm Dr. Peggy Polonis. Join me on each episode where I unravel the story that shaped leaders, tracing the thread that led them where they are today. Because leadership isn't born in adulthood. And thank you once again for joining us on the Leadership Thread, education, ethics, and sustainability.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
The best summer memories are made outside, and LL Bean has the clothing and gear you need to make these memories. Their effortless styles are created for summers spent outside with family and friends. Like hand-sewn boat shoes, coastal cotton sweaters, rugged polos, and, of course, the iconic Boatin' Tote, which has been made right here in Maine since 1944. LL Bean. Be an outsider. Visit llbean.com to learn more.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This message comes from NPR sponsor Paramount Plus and the new original series, The Madison. Taylor Sheridan's most intimate story yet. The Madison follows a family raised in a world of digital distraction, forced by tragedy to truly see one another and come together. Starring Michelle Pfeiffer and Kurt Russell. The Madison. New series streaming now, only on Paramount Plus.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And folks, you know, we have got to be careful. We really have to, all across the country. Police discovering more than 24 pipe bombs inside a White Plains, New York apartment while investigating an explosive found on a quiet, tree-lined block. And this happened yesterday morning. And of course, neighbors were trying to figure out what were the loud booms that were going off. Well, now we know more than 24 pipe bombs inside a White Plains apartment. Question becoming, what was this individual going to do with these pipe bombs? Let's go back to your telephone calls. Coming up in a few minutes, I'm going to have an airline question for Matt Blaze. How would he handle this situation? Something that occurred in Miami. And I'm also want to talk to you folks about it. But for right now, let's continue with President Trump says he's headed to the Supreme Court today to actually hear the birthright citizenship case. Let's go to, let's go to Martin, line 4, Staten Island. Good morning, Martin. What's on your mind?
Good morning. First of all, thank you so much. You're my favorite talk show host. And
thank you.
I wanted to
it's
call
kind
in.
of you to say.
Yeah, I'm real about it. I don't believe the court is going to do the right thing and say that these kids are not Americans. But maybe we can come up with something that is not a solution, but somewhat a solution, that instead of being an American, if the child is born in the United States, if the mother arrived that day, how about we say that the mother needs to be here the entire 9 or 8 months of the child's
right. Well, they're not stupid enough to come in on the same day because they don't even know if it's that day, if they will deliver.
I don't mean they literally that day. I meant to say that maybe they can come in a between way. The judge can maybe say that there is this 14th Amendment, but if you came in literally a few weeks before that, it's not going to help you.
Martin, I would love the idea. I just don't see Washington getting on board with it, the Democrats. I mean, President Trump is trying to do the right thing here. I mean, this is wicked. It's wicked. Okay, Mom, you have your fun with your husband or your boyfriend or boyfriends, and now you're looking for a scam, somebody to pay for this child. And you find a way to America knowing that you're going to deliver, and bang, you have the baby, and then you want to talk that talk that your child is an American citizen.
By the way, there is a way around. I'm just thinking right now, there is a way around because diplomats, if they have a child in the U.S., their kids are not Americans. And the reason for that is because they don't have to follow the law over here. They're not under the U.S. jurisdiction. Maybe they can find a trick somehow to say if you come in here to have a baby, you don't have to follow certain laws. Right,
but they're not going to admit that they came here to have a baby. They're not stupid. They're going to say they just happen to be here. But thank you, Martin, for the call. Thank you for the compliment. Greatly appreciated. Let's go to Charles, line 3 in Woodbridge. Charles, what's on your mind?
Yes, how you doing? I honestly believe, my own thoughts is that, like, if the kid is born here, no matter what the circumstances, should be an American citizen. But if somebody's coming here,
why should it be? I'm up against a heartbreak in 30 seconds, but why should it be an American citizen automatically?
it should. Well, I think it's the parents that should get in trouble, not the kid for being born here. That's my opinion.
Okay, well, fair enough. I wish I had time, Charles, to follow up on that. You make a very interesting point. We are going to take a break. I'm going to have a short segment, then I'll be back. And I've got a question for Matt Blaze. Stay with us, folks.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Tap the banner to learn more and get a quote at USAA.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And I'm going to get to Matt Blaze in just a second. But first, I want to take one of the other telephone calls. Let's go to Andrew, line 1 in Newark, New Jersey. What's on your mind, Andrew?
Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for taking my call. Well, like I said, I just, it's confusing to me, I know there's a lot of factors involved, but why is it wrong? It sounds like you're saying it's a terrible thing and it's wrong for people to want to come to America and have their children be Americans and join.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So now let's walk through this together. You don't see what's wrong with it, Andrew?
I want to say thanks for taking my call, being like, I don't, I'm saying you can see that I kind of don't agree. And that's, a lot of time people just have a one. Yeah, isn't that what our nation is based on? Isn't that what we are, a nation of immigrants?
Okay, all right, and that's correct. But Andrew, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. When these women come here and drop the baby, are you going to pay for it?
Clearly not, unless
okay, but yet you don't have a problem with them coming here wanting to be an American. Why do you think they want to come here and be an American?
Because it's better than where they're from, and they're fighting their whole way to get here. It's a lot of places in South America are terrible places to be, and they want.
Okay, but that's their problem. Why is that? Why is that the problem of Americans? Do you really think we should spend our limited resources on somebody that wants a better opportunity? Do you really believe that?
Well,
and more importantly, what if it's coming out of your pocket?
Well, I don't really have it, but listen, can I say it that there's a lot of factors here larger. If we're not going to have birthright citizenship, then what's going to determine citizenship? Is it going to become a racial thing?
No, just be born here and let it be legit. The bottom line is this, Andrew. I hear you, man, but what you're saying, and I respect you, but it's the classic Democrat line, bleeding heart liberal. Americans are tired of foreigners coming here, and we're on the hook. That baby that's born, we're on the hook for 18 to 21 years in terms of WIC, in terms of housing, in terms of medical care, in terms of overcrowded schools. Wait a minute. In terms of don't speak English, right? Well, maybe the child will speak English. I don't know. But we already have our own overcrowded schools. Trump won on America first. You don't think that it's America first to take care of our people first? Frankly, I don't care about that woman coming here, dropping her baby. That's her problem. Why it's got to become mine?
It doesn't. First of all, we don't really take care of our people that are here, one. And that
so you're proving my point. You're proving my point. So wait. No, you can't go on a litany because I have a lot of calls. You said we don't really take care of our people. You're proving my point. So if we don't really take care of our people, we're going to take care of somebody else?
No, we're not taking care of anybody.
But what do you mean? What do you think the first thing that they're going to do with that child that's born here? What's the first thing that you think that happens?
Well, let me ask, though, what percentage
No, don't ask your question. I want you to answer. What do you think the first thing that mother's going to do when she delivers that child here? What's the first thing she's going to do?
Ask for an epidural? What do you mean? What?
No, epidural is during delivery. She's not going to ask for I don't know if she's going to ask for an epidural. That's on her. I'm talking about how's the baby going to eat. Where's the baby going to stay?
These are legitimate factors, okay? But that shouldn't. That's something that should be. And I agree. Like you're saying, we don't have to pay for everything. But I mean, does that mean that we need to end people coming? Like birthright citizenship. It's going to become a racial thing. Like, do you understand? Like,
I didn't say a racial thing. You just don't have a right to just come here because you feel like it. You just don't have that right. Hey, man, I'm not going to be able to change your mind, but I think that 90% of Americans are on my side on this and not on yours. But I respect what you're saying. You're not on the side. Well, what do you think it is you're articulating?
I'm trying. I want to understand why, and I'm not really getting a chance to say things. It's just it's
because you want to go on a long litany. I have every phone line lit up. I have 8 topics that I want to get to, and I don't have all day to listen to, frankly, to your nonsense. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but what you're saying is utter nonsense.
All right, how your name, bro? Propaganda. Go on.
Okay. Yeah. No, you need to wake up. You need to wake up.
Awake.
And no, I don't think you're awake. Are you receiving any government services?
Never in my life.
Okay, so you have a full-time job?
No, I'm an independent.
Independent what?
I take care of myself. I sell. I do things. I don't need any help from anyone.
Oh, you do things. Well, tell me what they are. What do you do?
Why? Why am I being called into question?
No, because what I'm trying to do is expose. All right, you know what? Meet Mr. Click. You're done. Thank you. Now let me move on to you, Matt Blaze. I can't deal with people like that, man. Oh, we are the world. Let's bring them all in. And who's going to pay for it?
He doesn't not getting the fact that the people are coming here specifically to have anchor babies. Right. That's the only reason they're coming here. You don't understand. Right. It's not like they're coming here for this better opportunity. Yeah, but they're only coming here because they are pregnant and they know that when their babies are born, their baby's going to be a citizen, and that's their easy way to citizenship. We're not saying that people shouldn't be coming here legally, but we're saying that they're specifically coming here pregnant to have the baby in the United States. That's the only reason. If they weren't pregnant, they weren't coming here. So they were okay in their country until they got pregnant. Then they want to come here, have the anchor baby, and that's their pathway to citizenship. Then rather than coming here first or coming here the right way and doing it like that, that's what he's not understanding.
There are some people. And the reason why I took his call is to expose exactly what his mindset was, exactly what he said. And that's why I asked him what he does for a living. I don't think he has a job at all because there are many people, no, seriously, Blaze, that they're just lost and they think that this money grows on trees.
Right. And when you say, well, who's going to pay for it? Why don't you pay for it? How about you should pay for it? How about you want that to happen? So then how about when that happens, when you know it's somebody comes from another country and they're 8 months pregnant, they go to your house and you sponsor them and you take care of their kid until they're 18 years old. Exactly. You care medical, diapers, schooling, whatever it is that child needs.
Everything.
You take
diapers.
Care of it. Yeah, you take care of it. Because this person came 8 months pregnant to have the baby. So you take care of it.
Right. And then after she has the first one, here comes the second one. Then here comes the third one. Here comes the fourth
after the first one, I mean, that's it. Now,
Right. She's got it home free. Yeah. But I want to ask you this. What would you do, Matt Blaze? Let's go to Miami, right? Let's go to Miami.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say Keisha. Maybe I am going to say Keisha. But Keisha and her 2 cousins tried to board a Frontier aircraft. And they told her, and they're very strict with this, about baggage fees. So Keisha decided, I'm getting on the plane anyway. So now here comes the Miami police, and they tell her that she's got to leave. She doesn't want to leave, so you know what that means. Everybody off the plane has to get off the plane, and then you're going to jail anyway. So I want you to listen to this, a CBS report out of Miami.
Trouble at the terminal ends with 3 women in handcuffs. And tonight, police say it all started over baggage fees moments before a Philadelphia-bound Frontier flight. Deputies say the trio forced their way onto the plane, and when law enforcement told them to get off the plane, they refused. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister is your reporter live at Miami International Airport where the outbursts happened. Anna?
Lauren, just imagine this. You just boarded your flight. You're waiting to take off. But then 3 people on your flight, they get into it with deputies and the flight staff. And then everyone is forced to deplane, including yourself. Well, that's what happened over the weekend when this Frontier flight was heading to Philadelphia. And these 3 women, they got into it with not only law enforcement, but the staff there. Check out the cell phone video of the moment that these 3 women had to deboard the plane in handcuffs. Check this out.
You look good. We're not going to do nothing. Enjoy prison, baby.
This happened last night at MIA after 26-year-old Devonna Cochran, 21-year-old Diajana Cochran, and 30-year-old Nafisa Dockery refused to get off their Frontier flight. Now, according to the arrest reports, it all started after a Frontier worker told them they would have to pay for their baggage. Investigators say that they refused and then got into an argument with the employee. After the employee told them that they would not be allowed on the plane unless they paid for their baggage, they stormed onto the plane. Deputies were called, they went onto the plane, and they told the 3 of them that they had to get off. Well, the arrest report states that the deputies, they asked them multiple times, but they refused. Law enforcement was then forced to have the entire plane evacuate in order to arrest this trio. And during the struggle, deputies say that Dockery spit on a woman. And we showed Frontier passengers the video of the women being escorted off the plane. Here's the reaction.
It's really crazy. Like, it's disturbing, because why are you acting like this towards the workers? I mean, you know the rules and regulations. When you read the flight, they give you all the information, the rules. You know you're supposed to pay for baggage. Why act like this? That's insane.
And the beat goes on. So Matt Blaze, I'm not going to ask you what mother names their child, the 3 names that they had. All I heard was, right? So I'm just going to say 3 Keishas. That's all I'm going to say, right?
Okay.
So how would you deal with that situation? You're trying to get to Philadelphia. Maybe you're going home, and these 3 refuse to pay the baggage fees. And now everybody's got to get off the plane.
Well, the first thing I was like, well, how did they just march onto the plane?
How did they get there, right?
Yeah, how did you
get? They just stormed on.
Yeah, how do you just storm onto a plane in the first place? But I guess
you know why Democrats they tell them that they're victims and you can do what you want.
So did they have their bags with them and they were like, no, that's not going to fit on the plane?
With Frontier, they have this little thing that literally if you can't put your bag into it, you got to pay the $75.
Right,
that's everybody.
But that's usually like when you're checking in, they have that.
No,
little...
it's right before. It's right at check-in, but it's also right before the plane.
Right, so if you think it's going to fit and then it doesn't, and then you check it and they go, no, you got to pay for that, and it's more money that way too.
Right, and it is more money
when you got to do it like right there on the plane, and they said, no, I'm going to go on the plane anyway. So here's what you have to do. First of all, as a passenger, there's nothing you can do. I mean,
period.
You just have
Either
to
you pay or don't get on the plane.
Right, but I'm saying, let's say I'm on the plane, I'm about to get on that flight too, or I'm on that flight, and I see these 3 going through this whole thing, making it stink that they don't want to pay, because for some reason they think by doing that the airline's just going to bend and let them on. Like, that's just not going to happen. So then they just storm onto the plane, and at that point, as a airline flight attendant, you just have to be professional. No matter who it is, you have to remain professional, because if you don't, and you elevate it and you escalate the situation,
you definitely ain't getting on the plane.
Right. Well, but now you're at fault. If you're the flight attendant, you have to be professional.
So right. You mean the flight attendant?
Yeah, I'm saying the flight attendant. You have to be professional, because if you're not, then they're going to say, oh, well, they said this and that, and you have to always maintain your professionalism, no matter what they say, no matter what they do. And then, you got to call the police, because that's all you can do. You have to call the police and say, look, they don't want to pay the baggage fees. We told them they got to pay, and then they escort everybody else off. And You can't control what other people do. You can only control the way you react to what they do.
Right, that sounds good, but it's hard to carry it out.
Oh, of course it is. And if you're a passenger, you're another passenger, and now you're pissed off because you want to get to where you're going. You got to get off the plane. You don't know when you're going to be able to get on the plane. Now you got to worry about the flight crew. Did they have too many hours in the air from the flights before? Is you're going to be able to get? Are they able to take off? Is there a gate? I mean, there's so many different things that happen when flights get delayed that it's like that domino effect. So, first of all, obviously, I would never do that. But yeah, there's only a few airlines where the baggage is included, and it tells you. Now, Frontier, not exactly on the high end of airlines. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with taking Frontier, but they tell you. You got to pay for the bags. They tell you, like you said, they have the little basket that you got to put your bag in to see if it fits.
Right.
It's not that difficult. Just do what you're supposed to do.
And Matt Blaze is correct. I got to take a break here. And parents, please, I forgot the names of these 3 women. Don't name your children that. Can you imagine going on a job interview? What's your name? Deaja? 3 Keishas. I'm sorry, folks. Well, why did you say that, Dominic? Because it is what it is. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
Well, we have lots of calls all the way from San Francisco on these 3 women that tried to board that aircraft. We might have to put that off until tomorrow. I'm scratching my head. Why would you name your child DeAndre blah, 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 and you think it's cute? I'm not gonna do it, Blaze, because I'm just gonna try and get as many calls. Don't put your head down and just look down. Don't turn beet red. Don't do it. I see you. Yeah, you're doing my thing now, right? Let's go to the great Lisa in Nutley, New Jersey. Good morning, Lisa. What's on your mind?
Oh, poor Maddie's going to need an Excedrin migraine soon.
Yes.
Well, I want to wish all the Jewish listeners solemn Passover for later this afternoon and a solemn Holy Week to all the Christians out there. But I would like to address this to all of your callers who think birthright citizenship is wonderful. People are a bunch of idiots. Okay?
Yes.
First of all, they could have sex in their own country, which they should be using contraception, but they don't. They get pregnant there because they can't afford them there. Then they come here, and not only do they get government assistance, but they also come along with the spouse. Well, not even a spouse. The father of the child. Do they get married?
It's called baby daddy.
No.
Baby daddy.
Yes,
but
the baby daddy. Do they get married? No. And what does he do? He's on government assistance, too. So they're double dipping, and we're paying for it. So for all of you callers that are still listening, okay, get brain therapy, because you're all nuts. That's all I have to say.
Well, Lisa, thank you. The caller from Newark, and they're really, I have respect for the man, but there are really people that think like that. Wow, well, why can't we just give them citizenship? Well, you pay for it.
What Matt said before, you want them here, you sponsor them, you pay for the kid up until they're 18 years old, and see how easy it is on you. We're all working 2-3 jobs to support this. Everything is going up in New Jersey because of our wonderful governor who thinks it's wonderful also. I mean, it's ridiculous. When does it stop? When do we come first?
I guess when we're all 300 years old in the afterworld and the afterlife, because, but Lisa, and I got to wrap it up, Lisa. It's always great to chat with you. You are wonderful. You know what? Let me try and squeeze in real quick. Lou in San Francisco. Lou, what's on your mind?
These ladies who got on the airplane, they may not have enough intelligence to be able to understand the rules of the airlines. They may be subhuman.
No, I don't know about the subhuman thing, Lou. You're getting mighty close to the danger line there.
If they can't understand the rules of the airline, then they are subhuman.
Well, they understand. They just don't want to pay, Lou. It's that simple. They don't want to pay. But the bigger issue, please don't name your child DeAndre, blah, 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 and think it's cute, because it's not cute. All I'm going to do is scratch my head. I can't figure it out. And if I'm scratching my head, imagine what those at Harvard, Yale, and all these other Ivy League schools, you walk in there for your child to go to an Ivy League education. My name is DeAndre, da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, Keisha. I'm back at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder,
what the heck is going on here?
Let me tell you about ProHealthConnect.com. It's transforming healthcare payments, providing retailers a seamless process for over-the-counter and healthy benefit programs. By connecting retailers, health plans, and payment processors, ProHealth Connect creates one powerful, unified network. They empower independent grocers and pharmacies to accept health benefit cards without changing how they do business. With over 10,000 locations nationwide, helping more than 1.3 million people access the care and nutrition they need. Go to ProHealthConnect.com.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.